Hello and welcome to Terra Park. Terra Park is a climate action educational game which is aimed at GCSE geography students aged 14 to 16 in the UK. It covers a number of topics about climate change, sustainability and inequality which are included in the GCSE geography syllabus. It can be used as a classroom or homework activity. There are two main objectives of the game. The first is to give the player a better understanding of how local nature-based solutions can help us mitigate and adapt to climate change, and also the co-benefits of climate-positive actions. And the second objective is to inspire the player to make meaningful climate action in their local area by managing their own garden or window box and by inspiring players to join a local community garden. The context of the game is that you, the player, live in the centre of London in the UK. There's a community garden around the corner from your home, but this garden has been poorly managed for the last several years, and the plants in it are also suffering from the effects of climate change. And as you click through the game, you'll see some information about each of these sections. You have volunteered to manage the garden and bring it back to life. And there are four main goals in managing the garden. The first is to attract more people to come and spend time in the garden. The second is to make sure the garden survives in the future as the climate is changing. The third is to ensure that all actions are taken in the management of the garden are as climate friendly as possible. And the fourth is to educate local citizens about how the actions you're taking are climate friendly. You'll be given 4 scenarios as you work through the game, and each of these will teach you more about how to be more climate friendly. The first is the scenario has a character, and there's a character for each question. Each character will give you some background and then present you with a problem to work through. So the first are Mr. and Mrs. Smith, and they're worried about the roses in the garden dying and why these roses are not being looked after properly. There are 2 options that you're then given to choose from. Let's say in this case you choose the first option, which is to add liquid fertiliser to the soil. You will notice that the sound effects change, the background of the game changes, and this whole question is in fact around climate adapting plants. So that option you chose was not the correct answer, and you gained some information here about why it was not the correct answer. There are also lots of links throughout the game that increase the educational value by taking you to external websites with more information. So if you got the wrong answer as this is the case, you can go back, you can choose the correct answer, and then you'll again work through, the backgrounds change, you'll again work through to find why this second option is the better answer. I've shown you the first scenario. The second scenario is all around green transport. And here you have to choose whether or not you would like to implement some cycle paths. If you do, you'll see the benefits of those cycle paths, how they can be maintained in a way that's safe and also gives a lot of other benefits to residents of the park, including reducing surface runoff and reducing flooding. The third scenario is whether or not you should be mowing the lawn more. And this will give some information about the benefits and disadvantages of mowing. And if you say you would like to leave some of the grass unmown, then this will give information about why that's a good idea in terms of benefiting the biodiversity of the area and improving carbon stores. And then the fourth scenario is around running food banks, and this links how we can actually be helping climate change by building more food projects in a local area, reducing food miles and reducing carbon footprints, while also having co-benefits of improving some people's health and well-being. Once you've moved through that at the end of the game, it asks you how you would take action around climate change, and you can summarise each of these different things that you've learnt through working through the game and how you've been educated about how to be more climate friendly.